Remember that moment in your old apartment's kitchen? Standing over the counter as you counted out coins for instant noodles, watching the sunset through cracked blinds while trying to stretch your last $20 thinner than your patience. Those days feel like a distant memory now, dead and gone. Your phone doesn't light up with overdraft warnings anymore. Instead, your notification bar glows with deposit alerts that make you smirk. The same people who ignored your messages when you were down are now watching your stories with wide eyes, stunned by your comeback. But honestly, you're too busy counting commas to even notice. These days, when someone asks for a favor, you don't check your balance. You check if they're worth your time. Your bank account isn't just surviving anymore, it's roaring. And what's even more incredible is knowing this is just the beginning. The first major deposit hits your account, and suddenly the crushing weight of financial struggle lifts off your shoulders. It's more than just a number on a screen. It's a seismic shift in your entire reality. You stare at that balance, your heart racing, as the memories of scraping by, budgeting down to your last dollar, and constantly denying yourself the things you truly wanted slowly fade into the background. This moment feels surreal, as if the universe finally paused the chaos and handed you a golden ticket. You've dreamed of this day, and now that it's here, it almost feels too good to be true. The relief is so real, it's as if a heavy chain you didn't even realize you were dragging has finally dropped to the floor. This transformation isn't just about money, it's about freedom, the end of obligations and restrictions that forced you into survival mode for so long. For the first time, you can breathe deeply without the constant pressure of bills, debts, or the fear of running out. You remember every sacrifice, every opportunity missed, and every dream put on hold because you couldn't afford to take a risk. But now, those barriers are gone. At last, you can say yes to the life you've always envisioned, whether it's traveling, starting a business, or simply enjoying the peace of mind that comes with true financial stability. This new freedom isn't just about what you can buy, it's about who you can become, and in this moment you finally realize that you were never meant to be broke, stuck, or struggling. This was always part of your divine path. Every challenge you faced wasn't a punishment, but a form of preparation, shaping you for the moment you're living in right now. Each setback, every moment of doubt, and all those times you wondered if you'd ever catch a break were actually guiding you toward this breakthrough. Now, looking back, you see those struggles were never meant to end your story. They were the foundation of your resilience. That deposit in your account isn't just money, it's validation, living proof that you were always destined for something greater. And now, the universe is aligning to reveal just how powerful you truly are. There's no more guilt, no silent debts, no being drained by people who only knew how to take. You finally cut the cords for good. This is life-changing generational wealth. Not a fleeting moment, but the kind of abundance that rewrites your entire family's story and creates a legacy destined to outlive you. You can't help but think about your parents and grandparents, all the sacrifices they made just to get by. Now, you hold the power to change that narrative forever. This is more than a windfall. It's a transfer of energy, a seismic shift in the trajectory of your lineage. You're not just surviving anymore. You're building a future that will ripple through generations, providing security and opportunity for those who come after you. In this profound moment, you recognize that your life and the lives of those you love will never be the same again. Financial freedom is finally yours. Bills, debts, and paycheck-to-paycheck anxiety are all things of the past. The endless stress, those late-night worries, the fear of unexpected expenses, they're gone. Now, you wake each morning with a peace you've never known before. Money is no longer a source of stress, but a resource that empowers you to live life on your own terms. Finally, you're able to focus on what truly matters, your passions, your relationships, and your higher purpose. The grind of survival mode has been replaced by a life bursting with possibility and abundance. You can feel a pull deep inside, an unshakable knowing that your relationship with wealth is unlike anyone else's. While others chase money, hoard it, or fear it, you understand something far deeper. Your wealth is not random or born of luck. It's written into your existence, coded into the sacred contract your soul agreed to long before you arrived. Every time abundance flows through you, it's not just a transaction, it's a confirmation, a whisper from the universe that you were meant for this. You're not here just to make money, but to command it, to channel it, to move it like an unstoppable force of nature. The energy of wealth seeks you out because you are not reckless with it, nor do you cower before it or worship it. You recognize money as a tool, an extension of your purpose, a bridge to something far greater. When you touch wealth, it doesn't just serve you, it serves the world through you. And that's the real contract. Still, people will try to convince you otherwise, insisting that wealth is just a numbers game or a system rigged against you, but you already know the truth. The system bends when you step into your power. The rules shift when you decide they no longer apply. Wealth follows those who move with intention, with certainty, with an unwavering sense that they were never meant to struggle. You are not here to beg for scraps. You are here to claim the empire that was always meant for you. And this is just the beginning. No more chains disguised as loyalty. No more invisible contracts signed in desperation. No more traps designed to keep you small. You are done carrying the weight of expectations that never belonged to you. The world may have tried to convince you that your freedom comes at a cost, that you must shrink, compromise, or endlessly give just to be granted permission to rise. But your only true obligation is to yourself and your purpose. That is the contract. That is the law. For too long, you've been bound by silent agreements, by favors with hidden price tags, by relationships built on unspoken debts, and the suffocating guilt of feeling too much or never enough. But those days are over. Your generosity is no longer a currency for approval, and your kindness is no longer a leash. Now, when you give, it will be because you choose to, not because you're manipulated or pressured to believe you must. Your energy, your time, your wealth, these are yours to direct always on your terms. Your energy is sacred now, and only those who truly honor it will ever have access to you. Those who once thrived on your self-sacrifice, who expected your light without ever offering their own, will feel the shift immediately. They'll call you selfish, ungrateful, or say you've changed. And they'll be right, because you have. You've severed the old ties and stepped into a new frequency where your worth is no longer up for debate, where your path is yours alone to walk. This is the moment you fully reclaim yourself. And once you do, there's no turning back. You don't owe anyone an explanation, validation, or even a second of your precious time. For too long, you were conditioned to believe your existence required justification, that you had to prove yourself, explain your choices, and make others comfortable with your success. But the truth is, if they weren't there in your struggles, they don't get a seat at your table. Now, you're done entertaining those who only show up when it's convenient for them. The days of over-explaining, over-giving, and overextending yourself are finished. From now on, reciprocity is the only currency you accept. No more one-sided relationships. No more endlessly giving while others take without hesitation. Those who truly belong in your life will meet you where you are and pour into you just as much as you pour into them. Anything less is simply a debt you're no longer willing to collect. This isn't about being ruthless. It's about being real. Real connection, real support, real alignment. If someone can't match your effort, respect, or loyalty, they aren't entitled to your presence. Your peace is non-negotiable now. You've worked too hard, sacrificed too much, and grown too far to let anyone disrupt the balance you've built. The version of you that tolerated nonsense no longer exists. This is your era to stand firm in your worth, to protect your time, your space, and your energy. If someone demands more than they've earned, let them be confused and let them wonder, but do not explain. You owe them nothing, and that is your true power. Quick pause, family. If this message is speaking to your soul and you'd like to support this sacred work, feel free to buy me a coffee. It helps keep this space flowing with truth, light, and divine clarity. The link is in the description, and if you're with me, drop number 88 in the comments. Let's keep moving forward. Once upon a time, you felt the need to soften your boundaries, to justify your choices, to make sure no one felt uncomfortable with your refusal. But not anymore. You've learned that every yes, to say no to someone else at your own expense, was a silent betrayal of yourself. Now, you say no with ease and certainty, with the quiet power of someone who finally knows their own worth. You used to feel guilty for setting boundaries, for protecting your time, for not being endlessly available on demand. But as you evolved, it became crystal clear. Those who truly value you will always respect your boundaries. The ones who get angry, who try to guilt trip or manipulate you, who make you feel selfish for putting yourself first, were never for you to begin with. They thrived when you had no limits, when your kindness was an open door instead of a locked gate. And the moment you stopped being accessible on their terms, they revealed their true colors. Let them. Your evolution is non-negotiable. Saying no is not selfish. It's an act of self-respect, a refusal to pour from an empty cup. It's about choosing alignment over obligation and true peace over the urge to please everyone around you. The moment you start standing firm in that, everything changes. You shift the very energy that surrounds you. You begin to attract only those who respect your boundaries, people who understand that your time, your presence, and your energy are not owed to anyone. They must be earned. The version of you that once felt guilty for saying no, for putting yourself first, or for valuing your own well-being, is gone. This is the real you, standing confidently in your worth, unshakable and unapologetic. There is truly no greater power than being able to say no with certainty and stand by it, knowing you are honoring your higher self. Even the air around you seems to carry a new weight. People notice it instantly. Some will look at you with newfound admiration, drawn to your elevated energy, while others will stare with discomfort, unsettled by the boundaries you now enforce. That's because your frequency has shifted so drastically that you are no longer the version of yourself they once knew, and that shift makes them uneasy. Some will celebrate your growth, recognizing the hard work and dedication it took for you to elevate to this level. Others will quietly resent it, wishing you had remained where they felt most comfortable, where your light didn't challenge their shadows. But you have to understand, not everyone is meant to rise with you. Elevation almost always comes with separation, and that's the necessary price of stepping fully into your power. The reality is, you're no longer accessible in the ways you used to be. The ones who only knew how to connect with your struggle are confused because struggle is no longer your language. These are the people who felt powerful when you needed saving, who benefited from you playing small or questioning your worth. Now you are rooted in certainty, abundance, and deep self-respect. And those old dynamics can no longer touch you. They might say you've changed, but what they really mean is they can no longer control or define you. And that's exactly how it should be. Wealth didn't change who you are. It simply revealed the truth. It exposed who was genuine and who was only there as long as you were convenient, easy to access, and easy to control. Some people celebrated your wins, but only as long as those wins didn't surpass their own. Some cheered for your success until it set you apart, until your story was no longer a mirror for their comfort zone. But now you see them clearly, and you move differently. You don't chase after anyone's approval. You don't explain your choices, and you never shrink yourself just to make someone else feel better. Your energy speaks for itself, and those who can't match your vibration simply fall away. They were never meant to stay in this next chapter of your life. Remember those days when every single dollar felt like it was slipping through your fingers? Those nights spent wide awake stressing over unpaid bills, the hesitation and guilt before every purchase, the endless calculations in your head. Can I afford this? Do I have enough? What if something unexpected happens? That version of you was conditioned by survival mode, taught to believe that struggle and scarcity were just the natural way of life. But that era is over. You have broken the cycle. The old patterns of fear, lack, and the exhausting push and pull with money no longer define you. You've stepped into something far greater, something unshakable, because now you finally trust yourself with wealth. You no longer see money as something that can be snatched away from you at any moment. You've released the fear of losing it all because you understand on a deep level that wealth is not just numbers on a screen. It's a state of mind, a vibration, and a reflection of your inner alignment with abundance. Wealth in its truest sense extends far beyond the numbers that appear in your bank account. It is a living, breathing energy, a powerful mindset, and an unspoken command that radiates from your very core. Now, you stand as the master of this energy. You no longer operate from a place of lack or desperation. You don't plead for abundance or chase it frantically. Instead, abundance is drawn to you, magnetized by the certainty and strength you embody. It moves through you as if you were born to channel it, because you have proven time and again that you can handle it with honor, intention, and grace. You respect the flow of wealth, understanding its sacredness, but you never bow before it in fear. This fundamental shift marks the divide between who you were and who you have become. The past, with its web of limiting beliefs, cultural conditioning, and generational programming, no longer holds any power over you. The stories that once circled in your mind, stories that said you were destined to struggle, that lack was inevitable, that success belonged to others, have dissolved. You are no longer the person who quietly accepts hardship as your portion. You have consciously redefined what is possible, both for yourself and for every soul who will follow your lead. You have rewritten your life's narrative from one of scarcity and survival to one of endless opportunity and expansion. Where you once saw only closed doors, you now see gateways waiting to be opened. And what's most exhilarating is the realization that this is merely the beginning. When you shatter the old cycle of struggle, there is no temptation to return, only a compelling drive to move forward, to ascend even higher, to embrace more of what life has to offer. This new existence is everything you once imagined during your quietest moments of longing, everything you visualized when you let yourself hope for more. Now, the pages of your passport fill with stamps from countries you used to only dream about. Ocean views become the everyday scenery outside your window, and the incredible luxury of waking up in a different country simply because your spirit desires adventure has become the rhythm of your life. International travel is no longer a distant goal. It is your new reality, woven seamlessly into the fabric of your story. You glide through airports and across borders with a sense of ease and belonging, unburdened by anxiety or the weight of what others think you deserve. The world, with all its wonders and hidden treasures, is yours to explore. You have stepped boldly into a reality where first-class flights, five-star resorts, and breathtaking, soul-nourishing destinations are not mere indulgences. They are your standard, a reflection of your decision to no longer settle for anything less than extraordinary. With this expansive freedom comes an even deeper release, the release of guilt and hesitation that once haunted every decision you made for yourself. You no longer question whether it's okay to invest in your health, your growth, or your peace of mind. There's no hesitation about nourishing your body with good food, resting deeply, or making your well-being a top priority. The old narrative that suffering is somehow virtuous, that joy and comfort must be painfully earned, is something you have outgrown completely. You now understand that self-care is not a luxury reserved for special occasions. It's a birthright. You eat well because your body deserves to be honored. You rest well because your mind and soul thrive in balance. You move through life with a sense of confidence and permission to enjoy, to celebrate, to receive. This isn't excess, nor is it selfishness. It's alignment. It's you finally living as your highest self, refusing to apologize for wanting and claiming what's good. The version of you that believed joy always came at a high price, that comfort must be purchased with suffering, no longer exists. You have awakened to the truth that you were never meant to just get by or squeeze yourself into a life that was never designed for your greatness. You've stopped reaching for the cheapest option out of fear or defaulting to just enough in order to avoid criticism or judgment. Instead, you value quality. You seek abundance, and you hold a deep appreciation for every moment of ease and every upgrade you allow into your experience. Survival mode is a chapter that's closed for good. Thriving, feeling secure, free, and fully alive is the new standard. Every joyful experience, every new adventure, every expression of ease and grace is a testament to your willingness to embrace your new reality. Great wealth, as you now know, isn't just about money. It's about freedom on every level. It's the freedom to wake up each day without worry, to explore every passion that calls your heart, to support the people and causes you believe in, to invest in memories, growth, and legacy. It's the privilege of knowing you have choices, of feeling safe and supported by the life you've built, and of seeing possibility everywhere you look. True wealth empowers you to expand your vision, to be generous from a place of overflow, to inspire others simply by living authentically and joyfully. You are now living proof that abundance is a state of being, one that ripples out, transforming not just your own life but the lives of everyone around you. And this is only the beginning of all that is possible when you claim your rightful place as the architect of your own abundance. The end.